not in my backyard, can have its own blog, because I take video of all of my things. I take audio of all my interviews, and they're interesting. My interview was 40 minutes like 4 days ago, and the piece on the air was 11. You missed something. You missed a lot. If you care about A, me, B, the topic of discussion, you're going to want to hear more than what you heard on 11 minutes of radio time. So I post. I'm going to start posting the audio there, the full chunks of audio, so you can go and listen to it. I've been doing that on my blog from time to time when I have the time. So that's exciting.
We're talking about the Windsor blogging community, and I mean, just sort of recently, the CJAM blogging community is really starting to build up a little bit.
Yeah.
Started yeah, and just before we were like, oh, I wonder what's on the collective show tonight, and we were able to go on the blog and we have full contextualization.
It's beautiful. But it's all happening at once. I don't know if you noticed, like since this tech night, and just maybe a little just before, but certainly after, like the Windsor Star is twittering. The Windsor Star! They have like 30 followers, tops. Like maybe 24 or something as of yesterday. Like, it's happening now. It's not happening this year. It's not happening 2008, 2009. It's happening now. Which is what blogging is, and what Twittering and all that stuff is. So it's really cool, because I just got an email, someone was asking me who's on Twitter. Can you see a reporter at the Star asking me, a reporter on Twitter asking me who in Windsor is a prominent Twitterer or tweeter, and why should I care? And I suggested people who I've seen Twitter about, which is you, Dale, and some newcomers, Stephen Hargraves, you know. So you might get a message asking some questions because they're writing a story about it. And it's in the ether, right? It's out there right now. So yeah, CJAM. I've been Adam and I, obviously we do a show together. He's the station manager. I've been in his ear about technology and podcasting because I had a podcast. Have a podcast. So when I was podcast stupid, he was like, "Hey, when are you gonna start having these podcasts?" And he's like, "Well, we're looking into it." And then Jan was looking into it. They learned about it and what it's going to cost and what it would be to put it out. They already do it. Like, the archives are podcasts. They're just not. They're not being archived full time the way, right? The way podcast is. So they're essentially podcasting through our archival stuff, and it's not falling on deaf ears over there. That's what's interesting, is they are listening to people when they say that. So CJAM can't simply take their site and make it a blog, because Adam and I have had this discussion. There's too much there. It needs to be like a hosted WordPress site where they're paying the $20 a year, so they can have pages where they store their archives and have all this stuff. But in the meantime, I don't know where the word is getting out about blogging to the hosts. You think it's me? I don't think it's me.
You just hosted that show.
I know.
Everyone is talking about it. Dale has been pumping it to everyone. He talked about it to his grad students. He's doing a direct marketing in New York that is going to be based on Google Maps.
Oh, that's really... Yeah, I just saw something from him posted that was crazy. The thing is that it's useful. Hey, good to see you. Take it easy, man. They have these. Pardon me. They have these like results. If you put a blog up, if you have a show or you have a thing, you have something to share, and you don't have a blog, it's like, what are you doing? But there are people who blog once a month, and I try to explain to them that there's all these things they're missing that people want to know, and they're like, ah, it's so superfluous. They don't want to know that. I'm like, yeah, they do. Once a month. They want to know what you are doing today. They don't want to know what you did last month. They want to know what you're doing today and tomorrow. And they want to see video, and they want to hear it. So if you have a radio show, it's again, I don't know what the boom in these CJAM blogs are, but they're fantastic. Who wants to go to a MySpace page for a CJAM show? Nobody. That's junk. That's garbage. What? To see what? That's junk. The blog is beautiful. It's like, here are things I'm lining up. You can interact with people. You have a community building around your show. It's not just a show. It isn't a show. It's a conversation. It's a 24-hour, 365-day-a-year conversation about the content of your show. You can get guests. You can get fans. You can get all kinds of stuff using a blog rather than, MySpace page. Oh, God, MySpace. So it's really exciting to see people using it, and I think that the more they see a result from that, they'll start to benefit. Like, I don't know when you had to leave that talk, but like RSS feeds. I'm new to RSS feeds. Like, oh my God, if we start using them properly. It's so great. It's information people want, where they can get it.
Right away.
Right away. Yeah, it's really. I'm excited to see this kind of burst. Like Wham. I don't know if you know. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I know.
It's perfect. Am I going to pick up that paper ever again? Never. No way. I'm never picking that thing up again. I'm going to read it on the web. So they better have their ads on there, because that's where. And I've talked to Steven about this. There's this real tough idea of convincing local business owners of anything good, particularly anything technologically good, and selling ads only on the web. He doesn't think they're going to go for it. I'm like, well, you better have them both, because you're going to have people who will never pick your paper up ever again, who will go on that site only. They'll subscribe to your feed, and they will watch that site, because you're telling me that you're going to say the whole story isn't here. Pick up the magazine for the full story. Granted, that could work, right? That's a way to get people to pick it up. Why? Why, if they don't want to? You have the added bonus stuff on that site, right? You have your audio from your interviews that people did and had 500 words to write, but like they got to sit in at a practice and they videotaped it or they got audio. That's what I want to hear and see, instead of reading this 500-word thing. The web allows you to do that. You know, your persona, your brand can filter all the content through your site uniquely to make it Wham's, to make it Tom Lucier's, to make it, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter whether it's in your hands or not. It's that paradigm people are still stuck with. And when I buy something, I want it in my hands. Bunk. You want something subgrade in your hands rather than something superior that you can go and see that isn't wasting any resources, isn't wasting paper, isn't wasting plastic, isn't wasting metal. It's crazy, but it's changing. I think it's changing. Look, I'm a wild man about this right now. You've got me like raving.
Well, going back on the idea that you're tired of everyone's negative attitude. Now people are coming in and they're the artistic, creative people who you're expecting to have, you know,
an impact.
Positive impact on this. They're coming to you saying, "Oh, you can't do it." Do you think your blog is going towards the people who think that you can do it, or trying to convert the people who don't?
The people who I'm not going to convert them is they won't read it. I'm not talking to people who don't get it. People who read blogs get it. To some degree, they get it. Trying to read blogs and Twitter to people who read blogs and Twitter, like, that's the thing. That's the problem with Wham Magazine. Are you trying to sell independent music to people who read Wham Magazine? Preaching to the converted. That's a problem with any group that tries to reach outside of its group. The redundancy of selling something to someone who is already interested, like bash